How's it going, my fellow cardboard investors? Welcome back to the Matrix 54 channel. I've got a spicy one this evening for you. If you're a poor boy like me and maybe you're asking yourself, how can I grow my collection more rapidly? Like, I don't want to wait. I'm impatient. A lot of us are impatient now, right, these days? Well, I've got a few anomalies that I've uncovered and discovered. Glitches in the Matrix, if you want to call them that. I know, bad joke, right? Matrix 54 is the channel name. Anyways, on a serious note, let's take a look at these anomalies and show you exactly what I'm talking about. These, I believe, you need to capitalize on now. Now, I know not many people are going to watch this video because my channel's small, but let me show you what I'm talking about. It will be a treat. I've got 5 anomalies to show you. Let's flip you on over and get started with the first one. All right, and if you stay to the end, folks, I'd appreciate it because I do have a bonus one beyond the 5 at the end. So here's an anomaly. Little lesson for you if you're new to the channel, new to the investment space for cardboard, specifically Pokemon, right? That's mostly what we talk about. Down here you have the Lucario and the Gardevoir ETBs, 115, 105. Let's call them around a little over $100 each. The Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, which is quickly becoming, as of the last couple eras, Scarlet and Violet and this one of the premium items to invest in. You have booster boxes, you have ETBs, you have bundles. To me, right behind booster boxes, and in some cases better performing, are Pokemon Center ETBs. They're more exclusive. You usually only get them from the Pokemon Center one time these days, on the drop, on the release day. If you were back in the hobby a couple years ago, like I was, more than 2 years ago, then you know that these were actually available on Pokemon Center's website before it got crazy. Like, they did actually have them in stock. I remember buying Pokemon Center ETBs of early sets like Lost Origin, Brilliant Stars, and I didn't do it much in Scarlet and Violet era. I wish I had, but to preface it with that, long story short, to say Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are a premium S tier item, especially if it's a good set. Here we have a really good set. I'm not going to call it, top of the top. It's not a Scented Heroes level, but it is extremely solid and I think a little bit undervalued. So what the anomaly is Gardevoir, Lucario. This ETB, there's 2 box arts, right? If you're looking here, the Pokemon Center ETB right here, Gardevoir, selling for $330 off and on, right? Its recent sale was $300, but it's hovering in the low 300s. There's no way you're going to tell me that the Gardevoir art, just because of the box art, is that much less. And oftentimes you'll see regular ETBs, in this case around 100. It's not uncommon for the Pokemon Center versions to be double or triple the price. You have that here with Lucario, $300+. But you're telling me the same box, just a different art. This is an exclusive Pokemon Center version. You can get this for $100 cheaper. Folks, that is a glitch in the Matrix if there ever was one. We should be buying these as investors all day long for this price. I remember this box, it seems like not that long ago, these boxes were Lucario, I'll granted, it maybe deserves to be a little bit more people like Lucario than Gardevoir, but don't tell me the same box with just a different character on the front, still an awesome set, still the same version, Pokemon Center version, just Gardevoir on the front is going to make it $100 cheaper. That is the reality right now, folks. Buy this box if you have the money. I know it's a little bit pricey. I only have, I think, one of each of these, which I got for normal price because I sat in the Pokemon queue and was lucky enough to break through and get them. But wow, if you have the money and you're on the open market looking for a deal, I think this box will probably eventually catch up to the Lucario in the near future. So this might be a $300 plus box by the end of the year. If you find it in the low 2s, I think you got to gobble that up. It's an awesome pickup. I would absolutely have no problems getting that. Number 2 on the list. I'm not going to show you, but take my word for it. Celebrations packs. And if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, you haven't heard, this year's the 30th anniversary. It's going to be huge. It's going to be insane. They're starting to drop leaks of all the cards, and we don't know how the set's going to shape up just yet, but dude, don't let any of these people fool you. This set is going to be extremely hyped. I don't care what negative publicity you hear. This set's going to go crazy, and it's just going to, this wildfire of a hobby right now is just going to keep burning. The forest is just going to keep burning down. It's that crazy, and I believe it will be. And I think a lot of these cards, if you can find these celebrations, the 25th set at a good deal, I think they're going to spike up quite a bit. I've mentioned that in previous videos. You can go back and take a look if you want. But here I think is an anomaly, because the celebrations figure box, you're getting 8 packs, okay? The packs themselves are on the open market for around $35, lowest listed right now, $35 a pack, okay? So that's 70 for 2, so times 8, 35 times 8, 70 times 4, a little quick math, that's 280, you could say close to $300, and recent sales are right at around 280. In some cases, you might be able to find these at card shows, because these are big, bulky boxes, right? And they also come with, it doesn't say on here, but I want to say there is, yeah, they're over here to the right, like 4-ish extra packs. And you get this promo V and the VMAX, which they're nothing to sneeze at. I want to say these promos are around the $10 to $15 range individually. So you're getting basically at 280. That's the price of 8 loose celebration booster packs anyway. And you're getting 4 additional Sword and Shield era, early era packs. Chilling Reign is shown, Fusion Strike. There's might be different variations, but you're getting the figure and at least $20 in promo cards. Not as much of a glitch, but I think this will do extremely well, because basically the box is the price of the loose packs of just celebrations. You're getting 4 or 5 extra packs additionally. Early Sword and Shield era, and don't sneeze on that, right? Chilling Reign is decent. Fusion Strike is decent. The V and the VMAX promos are decent, that are exclusive to this box. And the little figure. These can be sold separately, and you can really make some gains here if you're buying this. And all of these I'm prefacing with a short-term hold, right? You're buying in hopes of a 50+% gain within the next 6 months. So that is kind of my thesis here when I'm going over these. Quick gains, not long-term holds. Next on the list, we have another celebrations. So I'm going to show you this one first. Little tutorial, just so you can learn a little ball knowledge. This is the normal V-Union box. Selling for around low 200s, right? 210 to 230. I'm seeing them on local marketplaces around the $200 range. You're going to get, like it says, the V-Union cards, the Jumbo V-Union, but the meats and bones, meat and potatoes of it, 4 celebration packs, 2 regular additional boosters. All right, now let's back it up, right? Remember that. 4 celebrations, 2 boosters. That's the normal V-Union, selling around 210. They made a bigger, beefier V-Union box. Looks the same, but it's called the Premium Playmat box. Okay? Still a Pikachu V-Union, but the Premium Playmat. This one, 2 additional, beyond the 4 from the first box, 6 celebrations packs. Instead of 2, this has 3 additional, so early Sword and Shield era packs. 2 extra celebrations alone is a $70 value, right? Because they're $35 a pack. This box is selling market price. Okay, it has had a couple recent sales that were up there, but until recently, this box was selling in the low 2s. And if you catch a seller at a show or someone on Marketplace and all they look at is the market price, right now it's 203, less than the cheaper box that gets less that has less items in it, the normal V-Union. So this, you might be able to find lightning in a bottle if you just have someone going off of this market price and they're not even looking at recent sales. you might be able to catch them selling this at a discount. So yeah, at two, if you can catch one of these at 200, and they're, or maybe you got a seller that really don't know much, and they're thinking this is the normal V Union, and they look at that as the price, and you actually are looking at the premium playmat, you're getting 2 extra, 6 instead of 4 celebrations packs, 3 total additional sword and shield packs instead of 2. You're still getting the V Unions, and you're getting a nice playmat on top of that. It's a thicker box, right? It's bigger, bulkier. But if you're finding it local around the $200 range, buy it all day long. Because if you're catching it at $200, just the 6 celebrations packs are $210, 35 times 6. So this is a steal. So this regular V Union, really, what I'm preaching and what I'm telling you is buy this premium version instead of the regular V Union. Hopefully you catch a seller that has it priced wrong, or they have it priced based on the regular V Union. Okay? So that is one of them that I would try to jump on if you find them in the low 200s. Moving on. We did 1, we did 2, we did the third. Number 4, Shrouded Fable. What I'm showing you right here, recent sales in the low 120s for the normal ETB. What I'm recommending to you, like you saw in our first example, right? You saw low 100s for Mega Base. If you're comparing the Lucario, 3x over 300. The Gardevoir, that was the steal, that was the thing to buy, still over 200, 2x. And that's common, right? I said that was common for a 2 to 3x for the PC version versus the normal version. Normal ETB selling in the low 120s, and the regular ETB not even 1.5x. What you have is the Pokemon Center version selling at 170. In some cases, you might be able to find this local even a little cheaper. So you take 130 for the normal ETB, 170 for the PC version. That's not much of a difference. That's a very little difference. That's another glitch in the matrix. That's what I'm talking about. I know Shrouded Fable's not a great set, right? But surprisingly, it does have some decently valued cards. No, you're not going to have multiple $100 plus cards. Still decent. If you don't have any Shrouded Fable, this is exactly what I would be eyeing right now, is the PC ETB. Moving on to number 5. We have Black Bolt and White Flare. Now, for a while there, they were always really close, right, in price. I'm showing you the Black Bolt PC ETB selling for just under 300, and I'm showing you the White Flare ETB now at around 250. Not as much of a gap as, say, the first example with Mega Base, but still, you may say, okay, the Seismitoad is in Black Bolt, but they still both have red Victinis, both have awesome, one has Reshiram, right? One has the Zekrom. Which one's better? That's debatable. That's really preference. It's an opinion. But for the most part, the sets are very similar. So why is the white ETB $50 cheaper than the black version? I think, to me, there shouldn't be much of a difference. Both sets are extremely similar. So if you can find this one at $250 or under, I mean, you're seeing Black Bolt sell for $300, in some cases a tad more. This is one that I would try to capitalize on. It's a decent difference, enough at least to make it noticeable. So I would definitely be looking at one of these PCTBs, White Flare in specific, if you're looking at Black Bolt or White Flare. This is a discrepancy, an anomaly in my opinion. That actually wraps it up. That's number 5. If you've stuck around, we have one final bonus, and that is going to be a little secret that you may not know unless you were back in the hobby 3 or 4 years ago. These boxes right here, Lance's Charizard V, the regular version, you're going to get 4 packs and 2 additional in the back, and the V card and the oversized V card. Fine, right? 140 is the market price. I'll give you that. around the same for this, around 130, 140 for the Sylveon. Charizard, Sylveon, I'm not here to debate that. What I am here to mention very briefly is both you're going to get 4 celebrations packs, and they made different versions of this box. Okay, some had, I think, Chilling Rain and Battle Styles for the extra 2 packs, and some had a combo of Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies. Those 2 are a juggernaut. Those are the top 2 performing booster box sets of the Sword and Shield era. So if you're at a card show, and this is not really taken into account which version of these boxes are for sale. And I've looked on eBay, it's really hard to zoom in on the pictures and actually see what's in the back. I mean, it's even pretty hard sometimes up close unless you've seen those Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies packs. You can barely see a little bit of the top right above the right here, right above the top 2 celebrations packs. But if you can find them and identify those top 2 to be Fusion and Evolving, this box is worth way, way more than the version that has, say, Chilling and Battle Styles. So that would be my pickup tip number 6, my bonus tip. And if in their market price of, some savvy sellers may say, okay, market's 140, but I've got the version with Evo and Fusion, I'm going to sell it for like 180, right? Because evolving packs are expensive. So, but if you catch someone and you can identify the box has Fusion and Evolving and they don't know or they didn't catch it and they're selling them at this market price, you really kind of baked in a profit instantly if you do that. Because, 130, 140, the 4 celebration packs eat up that cost just right there. That's not even counting the 2 extra boosters at 35 a pack, remember? So that's not counting the 2 extra boosters or the promos. I know the promos aren't worth that much, but still, if you can find them for around the 130 to 140 range and you identify that these are the versions, the iterations of these boxes, Sylveon and Charizard, that have those extra packs at the top being Fusion and Evolving, get them. You won't regret it. Worst case scenario, you could break it down for the box or just point out that, hey, I'm going to price my box higher at like, say, 180 right now because these are the 2 extra packs you're getting. So that's my tips. 5 plus the bonus. If you stuck around to the very end, I appreciate it. Have a good evening, everyone. Stay safe out there if you're investing, if you're waiting in line. Have a blessed evening. Appreciate you leaving a comment down. It really helps the channel, helps the algorithm, helps the channel get pushed out to more viewers. If you like this content and you want more of the similar content, or if you've got an idea you want me to share, I'll research it. Let me know, drop a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.